Hey everybody, Ryan Nelson here, and today I want to show you how to turn this photo into this photo from a program I use called Capture One. Alright, so I know your first question is probably, hey Ryan, what's Capture One? Never heard of it. Capture One is a raw image processing software. Don't worry, it's a lot like Lightroom. Lightroom. I cannot say Lightroom. That is hard to say. Try to say that. Capture One is a lot like Lightroom. If you have Lightroom, use Lightroom. You can do the same thing in there. I personally like to use Capture One. I think it's a very powerful software. So use whatever you're comfortable with, and I'll show you how to do it. Come on. Alright, so after you get home and you download all your images and you open them up in Capture One, and when you're sitting there going through your photos and you come through, oh, this looks great, you're coming down, you're like, ah man, that's a really awesome pose, but he's underexposed, can't see the face. Face is really important when you're shooting people. You want to see that face, you want to see that expression. So we're gonna go adjust the sky because that's already pretty close. You can come down here, brighten up your exposure just a little bit, bring your contrast around. Don't want to brighten it up too much, but we're starting to get some clouds up here. Saturation, I never bring that up too much because your HDR in Capture One is a massive help, especially when shooting in tough environments. You don't want to go too much because then it will actually look like your fake ass HDR. So if I bring my highlights up to about the middle, 50, 47, this guy's starting to look really nice. You can get in here, you can mess with your levels, curves. I always give it a little curves adjustment. Boom, boom. Let's go ahead and speed this up. Alright, so now I'm happy with that. We even started getting a little bit of the face coming out of there. So we're gonna right click, go down to clone variant. I'm sorry that popped off screen. From here, okay, so this one is exposed for the sky and the mountains in the background. So we're gonna take our variant and do adjustments for just the right side of the frame. We're not going to worry about what's happening on the left. Don't worry, because we're going to blend it in Photoshop. Alright, so we're going to take that, we got high contrast. Let's go to extra shadow because we want to get a little more detail out of there. We're going to bring that exposure up. This is what I love about Capture One. You can bump up that exposure a stop to a stop and a half. Let's go ahead and speed this up. Just fine tune all your adjustments from here. Okay. So we have this, which is for our sky and our mountains, and we have this, which is for our climber and our rocks. We'll select both of those, and we are going to process those out of Capture One, and now we are done with Capture One. And then we're going to go ahead and open up Photoshop. Okay, so now you bring these photos into Photoshop. We're gonna do a little bit of masking, a little bit of blending, a little bit of magic. All right, so here we have our darker exposure and we have our lighter exposure. Doesn't really matter which one you put on top. I always tend to put the lighter one on top. So you're gonna shift, drag that over, and hopefully that lines up correctly right away. Go ahead and close that one. We're gonna hit F to get to our full screen. So we're gonna click this little guy down here to make a layer mask. Hit G for your paint bucket, and then make sure over here you have your black selected. You're gonna fill that with black. Then you're going to select your brush, hit X to select this to white. And then we're just going to brush in, make sure that brush is at 100%. I'm going to paint in these rocks. You can be a little sloppy with it at first because we're going to go back and fine tune it a little bit. We're going to zoom in, and we're going to paint back in with black. You know, make sure there's no defined lines. Hey, that's looking pretty good. And you can even take a light, maybe a 20% brush, and fill in these corners. Add a little more vignette to it. Give a little more focus towards your subject, your climber. That's about all there is to that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like, subscribe below, comment. If you want to see me do something else, you're not sure how to do it, you're like, hey Ryan, I want to know how to do this. Ask me below. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I'll put links in the description below. I hope this helps. Have a great day.